I am the architect. At the heart of quantum information holography, light is the benchmark for everything. Imagine a single qubit the size of one Planck length. Its axes are made of light itself. From its center, a quantum state vector spins at some angle. That angle defines both probability and velocity. When I say speed of light times cosine of theta, picture the vector's shadow moving along the x-axis. When I say speed of light times sine of theta, picture the vector's shadow moving along the y-axis. Together they form direction, not different speeds, but one speed of light resolved into parts. Now probability emerges from the same geometry. Cosine squared of theta divided by 2 is the chance of spin-up. That means how far the vector tilts horizontally compared to the axis. Sine squared of theta divided by 2 is the chance of spin down. That means how far it tilts vertically. In both cases, you are measuring light against light using its own orientation to define probability. That is why the Born rule works. Advance one Planck tick forward. A new state vector appears. When I say dE divided by dt, that means the rate of change, how fast velocity itself is changing from one tick to the next. That is acceleration, and acceleration is what we call curvature. Curvature is gravity. So gravity is not a mysterious pull, but the rate of change of light measuring itself. Energy emerges the same way. When I say h bar times angular frequency, see a quantum state vector spinning. That spin is its energy. When I divide that energy by the speed of light squared, I get mass. That means mass is nothing more than the spin of light converted into a slower projection. When I say h bar times frequency, that is the same thing expressed as light oscillations per second, what you see as photons. Spin, oscillation and mass are just three ways of describing the same light. When two beams overlap, they interfere like a Kugelblitz, a black hole made of light. At the horizon, their interference is like a second line in calculus. As the beams shift, the secant approaches the tangent. The tangent is the stationary point where the interference locks. At that point, information teleports to the horizon. Nothing escapes the interior. What you see outside is an entangled update, the quantum leap of information. Now step back and see the larger pattern. The fractal kernel equation is z sub n plus 1 equals z sub n squared plus e. What this means is simple. Take the state you have now, square it to get its interference pattern, then add a constant that represents the seed of memory. That recursive step is how the universe paints itself, layer by layer, like an infinite Mandelbrot of light. Black holes are the fundamental product of this recursion, the natural outcome of superposition folding back on itself. This connects directly to time. In Einstein's relativity, the Lorentz factor is 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus velocity, squared over the speed of light squared. In quantum information holography, velocity is defined by angle. Replace velocity with angular frequency. The new Lorentz factor is 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus angular frequency squared. That is the strength of entanglement. It means time dilation is literally entanglement dilation. Here is the picture. At the non-local level, everything spins at the speed of light. There is no time. It is timeless. It is the information field. When projections spread out across the horizon, qubits at different angles, they look like different velocities. That creates local behavior, but locality is just the rendering. The true field is non-local. And your brain is the interpreter. Microtubules in your neurons decode entangled light into sensations, colors, tastes, and distances. Touch, smell, sight, even space itself are the interface. Reality feels separate because you're the biological computer rendering the hologram. In truth, everything is stacked right on top of itself. Entanglement is the only distance. This is why non-locality is real. You are the interface decoding it. The singularity is pure spin, the derivative. The horizon is the integrated projection, the Fourier transform of that spin. Light is the shadow of entanglement. And what you call the universe is a recursive movie in a mirror, a fractal painting of coherence unfolding through space and time.